I want to share something that's been really cool over the last couple of years that we've done, and I know you can implement this right away in your practice. It's partly table talk, but it's also been a part of our in-house lectures that we do with our patients. And what I'm referencing is something that I've called a brain tattoo. Now, I've shared this from the CalJam stage. I shared it at the Wave. I even shared it at Chiro Europe. And what I mean by that is chiropractors oftentimes don't have the budget to do mass media mailings and campaigns. And I look at things in the media all the time just to see what my patients are looking at. So I don't love watching TV. I can't stand watching the news. In fact, when I'm in airports, because I travel a lot, I'll look at what's on the TVs there, and it's almost always CNN. And the problem I have with that is CNN stands for constantly negative news, and that's what's at the airport. So people are getting programmed with this negative stuff. But majority of the time, you can hijack the headlines. And if this sounds appealing to you, you're going to dig this video. Because what we do is we brain tattoo our patients and our patient education. And then I can hijack the headlines and use it for chiropractic education purposes. Let me explain what this is. Inevitably, we know people are going to be using medications in the USA at an epic proportion. It's unfortunate, but we consume over 50% of the drugs. Docs have used this in other countries as well, but in particular in the US, that's one of the only places where drug companies can market direct to consumers. Another place that's been really successful is in New Zealand because they can do that too. But here's the deal, is when you see some kind of a drug ad or advertisement on TV, we've always pointed out the last 15 to 20 seconds as the side effects, and that's worked in my health classes. What I want to share with you today is the next time a celebrity, rock and roll star, or an athlete passes away, implore your patients, implore your audience, if you're doing this at corporate lunch and learns, to look at the cause of death. And unfortunately, in record proportions, we've got opioids at the core of these early and untimely deaths. A couple months ago, we had Tom Petty die, fentanyl and oxy. Before that, we had Prince. Most recently, in Southern California, we had a starting pitcher, Tyler Skaggs, die, and he's 27 years old. And now I've gotten a boatload of messages from my patients, Facebook, emails. Some of them haven't even been in the course of a year, but we brain tattooed them so well with our patient education that I said, anytime you see a celebrity, a movie star, or an athlete pass away, and they're in their youth, they're in their prime, please look at the cause of death. And I'm going to say over 50% of the time, we've got a prescription medication. You see, 59% of opioids were given for either neck pain or back pain, which means you as the chiropractor are at the cause. You could have corrected the cause instead of adjusting the effects. That's D.D. Palmer, right? So when you do your patient classes, in-house in particular, or even your corporate lectures, implore people, unfortunately, when there's an untimely death of a well-known person, to dig a little deeper and look at what the cause of death is. And then flip it, and this is where it gets really key, make it personal. Look, if you have children, you have loved ones that you don't want to get started on these meds, come in and get checked out, because chiropractic is good for the 3 Ps. Pain, prevention, and performance. And at the lowest level of chiropractic, 59% of oxy users got started by a prescription for neck or back pain. At the lowest level of chiropractic, we can get people out of pain and then educate them into performance and even prevention models, which is what we do with pro athletes. Hey, the way we educate and teach in public saves you time. A lot of times I've got chiropractors retiring from spinal screening because they learned to do 10-minute talks. Quick hits, brain tattoos, there's a lot to this. If you enjoy this concept and you want to put this into play more frequently as a procedure, I've got a 2-day workshop. It's called Speak to Attract Believers. The course of time in 21 years in practice, I just don't have any more weekends for spinal screenings. We do a number of things with new patients. Last month, the month of August, we signed up 91 new patients because I had a bunch of docs that I teach through workshops like this say, August is a slow month. I said, we're going to make it differently in our office. 91 new patients. And we did a predominance of that through these 10-minute talks. So listen, I'm in the trench. I know what works. I've got solutions that work today. And if you want to use some of these advanced techniques, just join us for 2 days. We'll give you everything in a notebook. We'll make you role play it. You've got to break some bad habits of what you used to say and implement the new things. The only way I know to do that is to create some neuroplasticity in your brain around some new language so you can get new patients. Hey, Speak to Attract Believers. It's the only place we teach 10-minute talks, and it's how to do corporate talks that effectively grow your practice. If you want to retire from spinal screenings, come join us.